My name is Sophie. I'm 34 years old, and a few months ago, I went to my ex-husband's wedding, thinking I was doing the right thing for our daughter. Instead, I realized I'd walked straight into a setup to be humiliated. My ex, Mark, and I were together for almost 10 years, married for 7. We met in college, fell in love over cheap coffee and big dreams, and did the whole young couple building a life thing, tiny apartment, shared Netflix password, the works. We had our daughter, Lily, when I was 28. For a while, life was exactly what I thought I wanted. Stable job, little family, small condo, birthday parties with too much frosting. Then, I started noticing how much Mark needed attention from everyone but me. He loved flirting with waitresses for fun, being the center of attention at parties, getting validation from anyone who would give it. When Lily was born and my world shifted to diapers, sleepless nights, and trying to shower more than twice a week, his world didn't. He'd complain, "You never dress up anymore. We never go out like we used to. I feel like I lost my wife and gained a roommate." We tried counseling after I found out about the first affair, some girl from his gym who thought he was basically separated. I wanted to keep our family together for Lily. He swore it was a one-time mistake. It wasn't. The second affair, with a coworker, was the last straw. By then, I was too tired to keep patching a boat that he was actively drilling holes into. The divorce was painful but not explosive. We both lawyered up, but we managed to agree on 50/50 custody. He kept the condo. I moved into a rental with Lily. I went back to my maiden name. He started introducing himself as single on social media within weeks. For Lily's sake, we kept things civil on the surface. We stood on opposite sides of the school gym at recitals, exchanged polite small talk at handoffs, texted about schedules and homework. Underneath, there was resentment. Sure, but we tried to keep it away from her. About a year after the divorce, Mark told me he was seeing someone new. "Her name is Amber," he said. "She's great with Lily." I met her at a park handoff. She was 26, perfectly highlighted hair, Pinterest-level makeup, very Fitspo vibes. "Oh my God, Sophie," she said, hugging me before I could react. "I feel like I know you already. Mark has told me so much. You're like such a strong woman for holding everything together." It was technically a compliment, but it tasted like condescension. Over the next 2 years, Dad's girlfriend became Dad's fiancé. Lily liked her fine. Amber bought her cute clothes, watched TikToks with her, tried very hard to be cool stepmom. The edge only came out when I was around. Little comments about how mature our arrangement was. Subtle digs like, "Some people cling to the past. I'm just grateful for the journey that brought Mark to me." I ignored most of it. I was focused on Lily. Then, one evening, during a custody drop-off, Mark asked if we could talk. We stepped onto my front porch while Lily went inside to feed the cat. "So," he said, "you know the wedding date is set." "Yeah," I said. "Lily's been talking about the flower girl dress nonstop." He smiled. "She's going to look adorable. That's actually what I wanted to talk to you about." My guard went up. "We'd like you to be there," he said. "At the wedding." I blinked. "You want your ex-wife at your wedding. We want Lily to see we're all one big blended family," he said. "No tension, no bad blood, just love." It would mean a lot to her if she saw you there supporting us. "Did she say that?" I asked. "She said she wished Mom could see my dress," he replied. "Look, I know it's a big ask, but think about what it would show her that we're mature, that divorce doesn't have to be ugly." There it was. Mature. The word divorced people get thrown at them like a test. I told him I'd think about it. That night, I asked Lily, "How would you feel if I came to Dad's wedding?" She lit up. "You would? That would be so cool. Then it wouldn't feel like I'm choosing one side." That did it. He texted Mark, "I'll go. For Lily. I'll sit quietly. Don't make this weird." He replied, "Totally. We just want it to be a happy day." I should have listened to the tiny voice in my head that whispered, "Mark has never done anything purely for someone else's good. What's the catch?" But I pushed it down and bought a dress. The wedding was at a country club just outside town. White chairs on the lawn, flowers everywhere. The whole Pinterest dream. I arrived early. Alone. I didn't want to walk in after everyone was seated. At the check-in table, a woman with a clipboard smiled vaguely. "Name?" she asked. "Sophie," I said, giving my last name. She scanned her list. "Oh right, you're on the special list." Red flag. She grabbed her walkie-talkie. "Hey, where are we seating the ex?" she said, not even bothering to whisper. Static. Then a male voice. "Back row left, near the speakers. Make sure she's not in the photo line." She flinched when she realized I could hear. Over there," she pointed vaguely to the far side. Back row. Side section. Half obstructed by a pillar. Technically invited, practically hidden. I told myself, it's not about you. You're here for Lily. Breathe. Guests trickled in. People I hadn't seen in years gave me awkward half-waves. A couple of his relatives hugged me and whispered, "Nice to see you," in the tone people use at funerals. Then the bridal party lined up. Lily appeared in a little white dress, flower crown askew, carrying a basket of petals. She looked like something out of a storybook. She spotted me in the back row and her whole face lit up. She did a tiny wave, quick and secret. I waved back, heart swelling. If nothing else, I thought, that moment was worth being here. The ceremony itself was standard. The officiant said some things about love and new beginnings. Mark read vows about finding the person who truly sees him, being loved for who he is, not who someone tried to make him. People chuckled pointedly at that last bit. Amber promised never to dim his light, to always encourage his wild, free spirit. More pointed looks. I sank lower in my chair. After the ceremony, we moved inside for the reception. The seating chart confirmed my earlier suspicion. Family tables near the dance floor. Me at a small miscellaneous table near the back with an old coworker of Mark's, a distant cousin, someone's random date. Meanwhile, Lily was at the head table between Mark's parents and Amber's sister. I could see her, but not sit with her. I quietly asked a server if there was any way to move me closer to my daughter. He checked with the planner, came back looking apologetic. "Sorry," he said. They were very specific about seating. No changes. Very specific. I felt like someone had taken a highlighter and drawn a thick yellow line between their family and me. Then the speeches started. Best man. A few harmless jabs. Some college stories. Maid of honor. Lot of soulmate talk. Then, surprisingly, Amber took the mic again. "I just want to thank everyone for being here," she said, beaming. "And I want to thank all the women who walked so I could run." Laughter. She scanned the room, eyes stopping on me. "Mark has had a journey," she continued. "There were relationships that tried to cage him, tried to change him, tried to make him smaller. But without those experiences, he wouldn't have realized what real love looks like." More laughter, a couple of oofs, some people glancing at me then away. It stung. But I thought, okay, that was petty. It's over now. It wasn't. The DJ rolled out one of those fun games I've always hated. Stand up if you've lived with the groom. Sit down if you regret it. A few people stood. His parents, an old roommate, and me. When he said, "Sit if you regret it," most people laughed and sat down. I stayed standing on purpose. The DJ looked delighted. "Ooh," he said into the mic. "Looks like we have one person who still regrets it." Laughter. All eyes on me. I sat down slowly, cheeks burning. I looked at Mark. He wasn't mortified. He wasn't apologetic. He was smirking. The final blow came during the slideshow. Photos of baby Mark. Little Amber. Awkward teenage years. Them traveling together. Then a section came up titled, "The Road to Forever." First slide, Mark with his high school girlfriend. Caption, "First love." Second slide, a blurred-out woman. Caption, "The crazy one." Third slide, my wedding photo with Mark. My face clearly visible in my old dress, smiling up at him. Caption, "The practice wife." The room erupted. Some people laughed hard. Some did that uncomfortable laugh, eyes darting to me. A couple looked angry on my behalf. My stomach dropped. I glanced at Lily. She was staring at the screen, then at me, her little brow furrowed. She reached for her water glass with shaking hands. In that moment, something in me flipped from hurt to resolute. I stood up. The chairs scraped loudly, causing heads to turn. I walked over to Lily's table, knelt beside her chair. "Get your things, baby," I said quietly. "We're going home." Her eyes were wide. "Now?" she whispered. "Yes," I said. "Right now." Mark appeared like a bad magic trick. Whoa, what are you doing?" he said, his fake wedding day smile gone. "I'm taking our daughter out of a place where her mother is the punchline," I said. "You obviously don't need us here for your blended family image." "It was a joke," he said. "Everyone knows you're my practice wife. We turned out better, right?" "That's not a joke," I said. "That's disrespectful. And you did it in front of our child." Amber chimed in. "Sophie, come on," she said. "You being here shows we're all adults. Don't ruin this over one silly caption." "One silly caption?" I repeated. "You built a whole section of your slideshow around his exes, including me, while my daughter watched. That's not silly. That's mean." "We wanted to show the journey," Amber said. "How he had to go through the wrong ones to find the right one." "And I'm supposed to smile and clap?" I asked. "In front of my 8-year-old?" Mark lowered his voice. "If you walk out now," he said, You're going to make Lily think we can't all be in the same room. You're making it worse for her. I looked Lily in the eye. Do you feel good here? I asked. Or do you want to leave? She whispered, I want to go. I straightened. I'm listening to her, I said. Something you clearly weren't thinking about when you okayed that slideshow. We left. No dramatic screaming, no throwing drinks. Just a quiet, firm exit. In the car, after a few minutes of silence, Lily said, Mom? Yes? Why did they write practice wife on your picture? Because they thought it was funny to label old relationships like practice rounds, I said. It wasn't funny. It was hurtful. Adults make bad choices sometimes. She chewed on that. Did you practice on Dad? She asked, trying to make sense of it. I laughed softly, even though my eyes were stinging. No, I said. Dad and I tried our best. It didn't work out. That doesn't make it practice. It makes it part of our real life. She nodded slowly. I'm glad you were there, she said. So we could leave. That sentence told me everything I needed to know about whether I'd done the right thing. After the wedding, my phone lit up like a Christmas tree. From Mark. You overreacted. You made a scene. You embarrassed me in front of my family. I responded. You made me a joke in a slideshow. You let your DJ and your bride use me as a punchline. I removed myself and our daughter. That's it, he replied. It was just humor. Everyone knows I was married before. You're the only one making it ugly. I wrote back. No, you made it ugly when you chose to honor our history by mocking it in front of Lily. She told me she didn't like it. I listened. That's what a parent does. Amber texted too. I'm honestly hurt. We invited you to show Lily we're all one big family. You made it about you. I answered. You made it about me when you pointed at his exes in your speech and called me a stepping stone. I came to support our daughter, not to play the role of the good, quiet ex. After that, silence. The next custody exchange was icy. Mark handed Lily over with a tight jaw. We need to talk, he said. We stepped aside while Lily went inside. You made my wedding day all about your feelings, he accused. Even my mom said it was inappropriate for you to walk out. Your mom isn't the one whose wedding photo got flashed with practice wife under it, I said. And she's not 8 years old watching her parents' marriage turned into a joke. He paused. For a second, the anger flickered into something like guilt. Lily said something, he asked. She asked if you regretted marrying me, I said. Because that's what she heard when people laughed at that slide. She doesn't understand your need to be clever. She just sees her family laughed at. He swallowed. That's not what I meant, he muttered. Intent doesn't erase impact, I said, especially on a child. He leaned against the railing. So what now, he asked. You're going to refuse to come to anything we invite you to? Birthday parties? School plays? I'm not cutting myself out of her life, I said. I'm cutting myself out of yours. There's a difference. I laid it out clearly. If the event is for Lily, school concerts, games, recitals, I'll be there. If the event is about you and Amber, anniversaries, family vacations, photo op parties, I'm not your prop. Don't invite me. If you or anyone else mocks me in front of Lily again, directly or indirectly, we'll be revisiting custody with a therapist involved. He bristled. You're threatening me with court? He said. I'm telling you I'm not going to sit quietly while you damage our kid to get laughs, I replied. Lily needs both parents. She doesn't need both parents in the same room at any cost. Over the next few weeks, he calmed down. I suspect someone, maybe his therapist, maybe a more self-aware friend, pointed out that what happened at the wedding wasn't exactly a great look. Lily's therapist, yes, she has one. Yes, it's worth every penny. Helped her process the whole thing. In one session, she drew 3 stick figures. One labeled Daddy, one labeled Amber, one labeled me plus mom walking toward a door. I felt bad, she told her therapist, but I also felt safe leaving. Her therapist later told me, that's a huge win. She's learning that leaving a hurtful situation is allowed. My mom, of course, had opinions. You should have just stayed, she said. It was one night. You don't want Lily to think you can't be in the same room. I want Lily to think she doesn't have to stay where she's being disrespected, I replied, even if that room is full of family. And that's really the core of it. I went to my ex's wedding hoping to show my daughter that adults can be civil after divorce. Instead, I got the chance to show her something just as important, that her mother will not sit quietly and laugh along while people who should know better use her pain as entertainment, that walking away from a situation that hurts you is not immature, it's healthy. That blended family doesn't mean sacrificing your dignity so other people can feel good about their narrative. Do I wish Mark and Amber had chosen differently? Yes. Do I wish we could all be in one room without weird dynamics? Of course, but I don't control their choices. I only control mine. So I chose my daughter. Now I want to know what you think. Was I wrong for leaving my ex-husband's wedding once I realized I'd been invited mainly to be humiliated and for setting hard boundaries around future family events? Should I have swallowed the disrespect and stayed for Lily's sake, or was walking out the only healthy option? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you like stories like this, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to Sophie Stories for more Reddit-style relationship and wedding drama.